Hello everybody, today we are going to talk about the death of Concord, but instead of grave dancing like mostly everybody else, let's just look at it and see what we can learn as developers, as a fan base, and everything of the sort. So this video will mostly focus on the development side and what we learn from this. First, something that has to be addressed. I think the biggest failure for me from this game is nothing else than the design of the characters and going with the realistic theme like it's a Call of Duty or something. These games, if you look at all the games that are successful in this kind of space, they all go for an animated style, cartoony style, anime style, some others that have a very distinct feeling that what you're playing is not reality. When you're playing something like Call of Duty, it's kind of you want to be into that emulation of the environment. But in this situation, I don't think it does it any favors because this design could have worked art-wise, but looking at them, they look like a reject cast from the pile that they had to do at Marvel for Guardians of the Galaxy designs. And this is really what troubles me mostly because these things are faulty at the source of all of the things. So it is faulty from the higher people in that specific studio to the other people that will look at this as product managers. And how can you trust this product manager that is so out of touch that cannot look at this game and understand the problems they have immediately with one look? Like, you don't even have to really search about it. The problems are painfully obvious. Maybe they had to release it because it was a very long cycle, but I digress. Let's focus on exactly what is going on. So first I want to debunk something that a lot of people are going on and on about woke design that, in my opinion, is completely false of subject about this, because Overwatch is successful and it's the king of woke, if you want to call it that. They literally had a diversity chart for making this game. They had took outside and made into a score how diverse this character is, about his ethnicity, where he was from, nationality, what he was doing, what was his or her sexuality, and stuff like that. So, you know, like how Tracer was looking like very cool, very sexy woman, but also she was gay. So like she was a lesbian. And when you ask me, did anyone think anything about that when looking at the character? No. This was a known thing about the lore of the character, but it was not portrayed to everyone's eyes that this is what it is, and they didn't go too hard on it. They gave you the backstory so people can feel like related, if that is something that actually happens, and then they have this, the Concord situation, that they even doubled down on this. They had pronouns on there, visible everywhere. The characters from the start, they looked like they needed to try to ponder on something like that. It's very different from how Overwatch approached it, and this is something that Sony and Fireworks Studios will have to learn from this. It was very obvious what they were trying to do, and what that made was make the people that were not interested into that kind of thing be appalled. And it's not that, oh, PlayStation gamers don't want to play multiplayer games, even though Call of Duty is probably the biggest game on that platform. It's just that people saw it, they were completely uninterested, and they continued to march and to release this product, even though they knew that it's gonna be a failure. What, in my opinion, they should have done instead, if there was an actual human being and not AI product manager or some suit that doesn't understand games at all, they would look at the gaping hole of the market of the hero shooters You know what that gaping hole is? It, of course, is PvE. It's a promise Overwatch made with Overwatch 2 that they would include the PvE function, and that was never delivered. If that was part of this game, and if they capitalized on having a PvE story-based system with the movies that they were planning to do anyway for the story, that would have been a completely different situation. Imagine having that kind of game, getting from Overwatch all the players that were interested in that kind of category. And this is assuming that they also didn't have this kind of designs for the characters. And all of that combined, they will definitely have a competitive product that even in $40 price, they will be able to sell just like they did with Helldivers 2. And this is really the difference. It was not the money, it was not even if it's free to play, no one cares to play this game because the open beta really proved this. You can see Deadlock, a game that is not even out. I have been playing for months, and of course they haven't said anything about it because it was under mutual agreement of an NDA. And this kind of thing just shows that people, if they wanna play a game, they're gonna play a game. No matter what. They're gonna pay it, they're gonna do whatever, and they don't care. And this is really where it all goes wrong for Concord. This is really where everything went wrong because they didn't do anything like that, and they literally went back in time and they decided to release a competitor to Overwatch 1. What? Like, if you look at the numbers, they literally tried to emulate what Overwatch was doing with doubling down on the stupidest aspects and without learning anything from Blizzard's failures. And this is really why this is a lesson, because this is the problem with big projects and big companies, that people don't like to talk, don't like to have controversy around team members, and this is what happens when everyone stays silent and look at something and they look at the character from Concord and they don't go insane if you're not serious about this, right? And they just release it like this, and that's why you have disparity between people that played the game and people that didn't. Many will call others that like, you're a seal or something, and maybe they were genuinely excited about the gameplay, right? Maybe they were very excited about it. Some people that may not have played other competitor games. And this is really the problem. Someone could have fun with this game, but that doesn't mean that all the game's polish is just the same as the characters design, the same as the textures of the game and everything like that. People from other departments have different jobs when it comes to games, and this game specifically, the failures can be seen into the art direction and to the product management. These two things is what caused Concord to completely crash and burn like it did today. And this is why they have to learn as well, because they're new to live service games and they have cancelled a lot of projects like this, and probably this was too late to cancel, or they just wanted to release it and see what happens. But we already saw what happens. Hopefully they will learn from this and not pull completely off the plug from live service games, because live service games is not the problem, is when the companies try to take it too far and try to go greedy about it without providing anything to the player. This is a very interesting study if you're a product manager and you look something like World of Warcraft, how it made people continue to justify getting in the ass. And this is really what the thing is. The game has good gameplay, can have really bad story, but people continue play because they already have invested ungodly amount of hours in the World of Warcraft. And they will continue to support it kind of no matter what. You have seen this player base that will not leave the game no matter what, because it's an activity they do with their friends. And to build such a brand is a very big thing. So this game keep going for 20 years, and even though they keep increasing prices, introducing early accesses, introducing in-game shops, all those things that didn't exist hats, extra buying things, people will not stop bending over and keep buying more into World of Warcraft. And that happens because the people care about this game. You cannot do those things on something that people don't care about. You can do that later. Just people and product managers try to make as much money as fast as possible, and they don't understand how you can even trick the players. Anyway, this was the video. I just wanted to get it out because it was boggling my mind how wrong people were about this, and this game could really have a success if they saw the golden opportunity and they filled the gap of the market. But instead, they went ahead and they went stubbornly with doubling down in the most unreasonable things, making the product be disgusting and no one wanting to play, and that is why they're pulling the live support. Possibly later on with a different structure, they could come out with another kind of thing, like a free-to-play game based on Concord or something like that. Who knows? We will see. Stay tuned. Have a great day. If you like this video, like it. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe. See you next time.